And then Jinro and Hoke. I don't
Yeah.
know Hoke much at all, other than just seeing him like on servers and understanding he's a little bit of like a newer player, but I don't think I've ever played with him. Jinru, same thing. He's relatively new. I think he's been around for a while, but he's just kind of started playing a little bit more actively. I know Flash has kind of organized some of the newer players, and they've been like working on 2-on-2s, kind of closed off, where it's just strictly some of the newer players that don't have that team play foundation, so they're a little bit it's a little bit easier for them to learn 2-on-2s
Yeah.
as opposed to if they have to deal with you know a better player on the other team shooting them and them getting carried. It's more friendly for timing items and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good way to get better gradually. There are two approaches to that, of course. Like either you play with similarly skilled players, or you keep getting smacked around like for years, and then eventually you will become good. That's the way that I went. Like that's I kept getting beaten
Same
up
here.
by good players until I became good. But I think it's more enjoyable if you keep playing against other players that are about the same skill level as you are. Like that's more enjoyable in the long run, I think. It's a very brutal way to learn the game if you just keep losing.
Yeah, there's different types of people. It takes a different type of person, I think, to take that, to take a beating and ready up again, take a beating, ready up again, take a beating, ready up again, over and
Yeah, it's
over.
not
But
it's, it's not the easiest thing to do, especially if you're a modern player, because in like modern games, that's usually not how it goes when you learn to play the game in any modern game. Like that's
no.
just not how it works.
Well, a lot of people have with the exception of Call of Duty and Battlefield, say, that have, many iterations in their series where they're similar. Most games you start and everybody, if you get in at the ground floor, everybody's learning it as well. Some people might have, a little bit more experience because they played a certain genre similar, but Quake, you're coming in where everybody's got, 10 to 20 years experience already. So
Yeah.
it's a very high barrier to entry.
Also, welcome to Quake One Network for joining the stream as well. Welcome. All right. So the way this works is that it's a best of 5. They're gonna randomize who picks the first map, and then they're gonna have to play the entire the big 3. And if the scores are 2-1 in either way, the team that is behind, they get to pick the 4th map, and then the last map is picked by the other team, and it cannot be the same as the one picked by the other team, the 4th map. So it's a little bit complicated, but I like the system. All right, let's get this music. Let's turn this music off, even though it's amazing, and then let's get into the game and let them know that we're actually ready to go. Alright. So we got Nico, Yeti, Driz, and Dracs. We've already casted them once. Definitely a strong team. Then we got Serp, Kiln, GNZ, and Ferguson. As Rusty calls them, the best individual team, but perhaps not the best when it comes to experience in team play and 4-on-4 in general.
Yeah, I think this is both teams' best lineup, their top 4, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's good to see. Also, Nitro, I do want you, like, whenever you know when the other semifinals is gonna be, please message me on Discord and let me know so that I can catch that as well. Would be sad if I only caught one of them. Thank you. Hey, you still got the Grand Finals Locust GT text at the top of the list. Oh shit! Thank you for. Oh my god, the scores. That is absolutely my bad. Thank you for letting me know.
What's going on here, Andy? It's amateur hour, isn't it?
Yeah. Thank you, man.
It is 4 in the morning, so I'll have to cut him some slack, I guess.
There we go. Now it should be correct. Okay, first map is gonna be TM3.
Oh, I need auto track, I guess, right? Auto track 1.
Should probably send you my my config at some point just for spectating.
Yeah, it's tough to comment on it because I don't even have team overlay of the other team to see power up status and weapons. So it's a little hard to fully engage.
I think it's like HUD underscore team overlay underscore enemy or something like that. Instead of like enemy overlay, which would make more sense. Anyways, back to the game. It's a very good start actually for KHC. They got the first rocket launcher on Nico, and Driss got the pent, which means that Driss, of course, is gonna get the second rocket launcher. So they get an early lead here, 2-0 when it comes to rocket launchers. They're still behind on frags, but that doesn't tell you much in the beginning of the game.
Killing with 10 frags in the first 30 seconds of the match.
Yeah, I think he got the quad, I think.
He must have got everything, wow. You don't see that very often early.
He did all that without a weapon, I believe, as well. Not a single weapon for that, but...
See if Driz gets a second quad here. Nice.
Oh, I'm confused here, actually. I think that Nico went down. Well, Nico did go down with his rocket launcher, but I think he dropped it to Kiln. Ooh, that's a beautiful play by Serp. Yeah. And that's another pack for them, which means that Serp now has a rocket launcher as well. He has a rocket launcher and a lightning gun. As we get to see Kiln here in the SMG, just trying to survive. Health pack's not up. So it's just
that was... I would have liked to see Ferguson leave the red for Serp.
True. A little bit lack of... Oh, you shouldn't peek back. He's in so much trouble here. Oh, if Yeti just realized that that was a... Well, I guess he didn't know that it was a rocket launcher that he was shooting. Kiln, you should bore this to a teammate, man. Just give it to someone. Ferguson, for example. Kiln very, very low with this rocket launcher. Of course, Kiln is probably... I guess one of the more experienced players on the team when it comes to Form 4. On their team, I should say. So maybe there's an idea behind him keeping that rocket launcher, but
he's been very strong on DM3 lately. He's had some really good games, so maybe they're going to lean on him a little bit more here.
And he made it work as well. He survived. He was down to 1 HP, but and that's when I thought that he should bore the rocket launcher to one of his teammates. Also, Serp is getting caught here by Nico, but Nico is gonna go down. 2 nice rockets though from Nico, bringing Serp a little bit lower. But against the quad, it's kind of hard to win that fight. It's actually a very good start here for Serp's team. So I thought that those 2 initial rocket launchers would help Drax's team a little bit, but they both dropped their rocket launchers. One went to Kiln and the other one to Serp. So we see an exchange in the red armor room.
Oh my God. that was not good.
Yeti came in. He didn't have any cells, so he just went balls deep trying to get some kills around the quad area. Ferguson is doing well here, though.
He's got a stack finally. Let's see if he can get some kills.
Yeah, stack in both the lightning gun and the rocket launcher. Kind of the dream scenario for DM3, of course. Oh, but that's not good, though.
What was that?
That's a free rocket launcher for Driz.
Yeah.
And Dracs has also found himself a rocket launcher. Quad is coming up in 15 seconds. They have 2 weapons to 1. GNC also has a rocket launcher and a 200-200 stack, so the next quad fight could be interesting. Driz is very low, and Dracs... Yeah, GNC looks to be the one to pick this up, actually without contest.
Not even contested, no. I would have liked to see his teammates at the one at the window there stationed. Usually it always helps kind of protect that rocket launcher.
Yeah. GNC is down to only 17 red armor, so he's gonna have to wait for this red before he does anything else. But that's fine. He didn't get any rocket launcher kills here, though.
They can't all be demo-worthy quad runs, right?
No. Alright, Pant is coming up in 10 seconds. We actually have 4 weapons on Team Serp. 1 lightning gun, 3 rocket launchers. But they are looking pretty good for this this Pent, but remember, Yeti is the stealer of all times, but he's not gonna get it this time. Dracs is gonna go down with his rocket launcher. Yeti also goes down. He didn't have a weapon though. Driss instead went for the ring, and Yeti picked up the quad.
Quad, yeah. Well, Serp didn't have a rocket launcher, and his team should have been up there.
Yeah.
Again, that's for that kind of team play. And experience comes in, right? Is knowing ahead of time either you're gonna bore or you're gonna go and get the quad because your Pent guy can't. But
this is one of the few times where the Pent actually was costly for you, rather than because they lost Ferguson and GNZ. They both died with their rocket launchers. Serp got the Pents, but he couldn't do much with it.
Exactly.
So they actually lost more control than they gained with that Pent. It happens, but
yeah, I'd still rather take the Pent and have that happen than the enemy. You know, if an enemy rocket would have got it, maybe they would have got to the quad in time.
Yeah.
Then you're really in bad shape.
Yeah, there's never any good argument really to not go for Pent because
No.
I mean, of course it could end up like it just did for Serp's team, but most of the time it actually helps your team. So. So we see Yeti with the quad here and the yellow armor. It's gonna go maybe to attack the red. There are 3 enemies in the red room. Actually, make that 4. Everyone is here, and he's gonna clean out house, getting 3 quick frags. He's not getting the frag on Kiln though. He is the only enemy rocket launcher, so the one rocket launcher survived. That's a beautiful rocket actually from. GNC, I believe it was. Almost killing Yeti.
That end experience coming into play.
Yeah. Serp is killing his teammate with that lightning gun, but he dealt a lot of damage to Yeti. Which forces Yeti to go for this red before he does anything else. But Team KHC do have 3 rocket launchers now against the 0 of Team Serp. So we should see the scores evening out a little bit here. After this early lead for Team Serp. So what is the team name of Serp's team? Is it just like Serpents or something like that? Like their team...
It's S with an exclamation mark, but I don't exactly know what it is.
Yeah.
KHC, of course, is koalas have chlamydia.
Yep. That's a great team name. Quad is coming up and GSC is here without any weapons, and Kiln is actually going to pick it up and die immediately, but that's a good denial because there were 2 enemy rocket launchers just spamming away at the quad. They really wanted that quad, but they were a little bit too late to the party, so Kiln picked it up and then died. Definitely worth it from Kiln if you ask me.
Definitely.
Oh, that's a beautiful little boomstick actually boosting Driz to miss the red armor. It's actually gonna cause him to die in the end. That's a beautiful, like, he was jumping towards the red armor, got boosted by a boomstick, missed the red armor, then tried to get back to the red armor and then died on it. That's an interesting play. Get to see GNC here with rocket launcher. And Team Serp has actually, oh no!
Ouch, ouch,
that
ouch.
hurts. Dracs is looking good for this quad. We might see a Dracs quad run here and see if he goes crazy with it. They are still behind by 30 frags, so do want some kind of control here. For someone being so good at discharging, like Dracs, he doesn't seem that afraid to like go to the water.
I thought the exact same thing. I'm like, he's willingly going to the bridge, given he knows. And again.
Especially when you're such a good discharger yourself. Dracs, of course, being known for discharging any chance he gets. But here we go. Pent is coming up in 15 seconds, and Dracs is trying to get ready for it. But he's going to drop a rocket launcher. That's never good.
He almost had Kiln down.
Nico is here though, and they do have 2 rocket launchers. One on Nico, and one on Driz.
Would have liked to see Nico save that pack.
Oh!
That
was so close that Nico didn't get that pent, actually. He had someone behind him, and he didn't actually see him. So he was like, when he looked behind him, he saw an enemy, and he just barely managed to kill him before the pent spawned. But we're going to see a Nico with both the pent and the quad.
Yeah, looks like did the right thing, went right there, and quad's delayed enough by now that it was easy grab for him.
And that's all the enemy weapons erased. The only issue that they have now is that Nico is the only weapon for them as well, so they kind of need to find themselves some weapons, establish some control. But the scores remain kind of close here, 93 to 71.
Nico spent a little bit too much time worrying about that shotgun there of Serp. I would like to just see him go right up, grab the red, either kill him or help establish some control at the bridge area, because Squad and Pent ran out and they haven't really advanced their position anymore. I mean, Dracs, G and Z, and Ferguson all don't have a weapon, so.
Next quad coming up here. Yeti is trying to cause some issues for the enemy team. Drax is going to pick it up though.
Nice grab.
Oh, he actually got the rocket pack when he fell down there, but of course went down immediately. Didn't have any armor or anything. It was just a nice steal of the quad, I would say. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. We see Yeti and Nico doing pretty well for Drax's team. Kiln, not too surprisingly, on top of the Serp team scoreboard. He's been doing well on DM3, like you said earlier. Especially when it comes to frags. He's one of those guys that will top frag every now and then.
Definitely.
Still, Drax's team are actually doing a good job always being ahead when it comes to rocket launchers. It hasn't really translated too much into frags just yet, but in the long run, like, they're slowly creeping closer and closer to the scores of Serp's team. GNC is going to pick up that quad. Good job. Like, the enemy team has all the weapons, and when you still manage to get the quad when the enemy team has all the weapons, that's impressive.
No one's showing up for it.
Yeah,
Every quad, there's 1 or 2 people there.
Yeah. So far, these first 12 and a half minutes, that has been a reoccurring theme for Team Dracs, that they just haven't been at the quad in time. But they're still, with the weapons that they have, they're creeping slowly but surely, they're getting closer when it comes to the frags. And I love games when you just get closer and closer, and that last pent might be the one to decide it all.
Yeah. I think the issue for most of them is it seems like they're always trading rocket launchers, or it's been their RL time is only a minute here, then it's back to shotgun, and a lot of them won't make that sacrifice of just showing up to quad with the shotgun, and that's why you see guys like Dracs, Dracs and Yeti or Kiln getting it with a shotgun, because they're actually showing up to it.
This time the entire Serp team was actually at the quad, managed to get that. Of course, Serp didn't have any cells, so he can't do much with it, but he's gonna pick 6 cells up, which is enough to at least kill 1 rocket launcher if you get lucky. Oh, almost. He tried.
Shot a shot, yeah.
Oh, what a steal of that. What a play by Driz, actually. Knocking Kiln away from that Mega. Taking it for himself. Wow, Nico down to 1 HP here, as we get to see. He also has both the weapons, actually. Rocket launcher and lightning gun. He will miss this quad, though, I do believe. Which means that... well, Ferguson is going to be there alone. Yet again, a quad that is just, like, grabbed by a shotgun because nobody else was there.
It's tough when you're in that position of Nico where Pent's coming up. You've only got 80 health and 10 armor, and quad is coming up, but you've got both weapons, and there's kind of the bigger objective of Pent in 45 seconds, Yeah.
Oh god, that red armor was fortified. Actually, 4 rocket launchers on team. Koalas have chlamydia, so they're looking really good for this next Pent, and they're only 10 frags behind. So this is what I was talking about. Pent could decide it all here. If Team Serp manages to steal this pent one way or another, that could change so much in this game. But yet he's going for the Pantera, and he's actually completely uncontested. Should be able to get the next quad as well. This is one of the moments where they did lose two rocket launchers in the meantime. Otherwise, I would have spread the power-ups out, like one rocket launcher with a pent, one rocket launcher with a quad, and just get more frags in more areas than stack everything on the one pent.
Definitely.
Still though, Yeti, pretty. Oh, this is. Ooh. I have no idea how it didn't die there. Did you see that? Like that looked like almost like 100% a discharge on Yeti, but
yeah, it's one of those weird things, right, where it doesn't always make sense. I find anyways.
He might have been just out of range from the lightning gun or something like that, because it looked like it looked like the perfect discharge from the enemy team, but didn't work this time. Alright, we're tied with 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. But still, koalas have chlamydia. Wow, Yeti just walks in there and steals the quad.
Yeah, they gotta contest these last quads, or Yeti's team's just gonna start racking up the frags here.
I love this play by Yeti, by the way. He really gets sometimes what you just need to do with a quad. Even though the bridge area is extremely dangerous, it's the best way to deny enemy weapons.
Definitely. And, yeah, a lot of teams don't do it.
No. A lot of quads, as we've seen this game as well, would just go to red armor right away and do nothing with the quad. Oh, he's gonna pour it to somebody else. But what Yeti did there is so important. Just making sure your enemy doesn't get any weapons. That is so huge in Form 4. So I think that rocket launcher was by Yeti was picked up by his teammate Driz, who also killed Kiln there. Kiln just walked straight into that rocket launcher and died. Dracs is gonna steal this quad. He does have a rocket launcher though, but no armor.
Driz, Driz was at RA there, getting tied up, so he couldn't make it to quad. It looks like. Just trying to get my HUD working, but.
Yeah, let me see.
I use SCR team info, so I've got it showing, but they're all out of order. So trying to make sense of.
Oh right.
Total team is a little tricky.
Yeah. Oh, there's a. I don't remember the commands, but there's a way to lock that. I've got it all in my config, but I don't remember how to do it.
It's alright.
Nice play by Yeti here, getting a kill on Serp. They're up by 3 frags now, by the way. He's also trying to save this rocket launcher for Driz, but he already has a rocket launcher, so he doesn't need that.
These quads are important. What a steal by Keln.
Yeah. Yeti's gonna go down as well. GNC is gonna get a kill on Driz. Almost every weapon. Yeah, Nico is the only weapon on team KHC now. So that was a good quad steal by Kiln, and it resulted in more weapons dying. Even though he wasn't the one killing them, but as a result of him stealing the quad. Oh. Nico getting a team frag, but somehow they keep getting weapons, team KHC. They're tied now, so they're not really taking advantage of it. They're not getting too many frags, but they keep having the weapons, which is just so important.
This should be Nico's quad. No one's really got anything to contest him.
There's Kiln with that that lightning gun, but he's gonna go for looks like he's gonna go for red instead. No, here he comes.
Oh my god.
And Nico.
What a play by Kiln.
Yeah, and Nico dropped a rocket launcher.
That might
for him
be
as
the
well.
game right there.
It could be. 35 seconds remaining. 2 frag lead for Drax's team. Oh, Kiln, I don't even know if you... Yeah, he's hesitating. He was waiting for the yellow, but then he was like, nah, I have to go for it. And this is a very dangerous
I think it's
attack.
a bad play. Yeah, I would have gone and found frags elsewhere.
Yeah, now he's not finding anything, actually. He's yet to get a single frag with this quad. And now they're down 3 frags. 10 seconds remaining. But they do have the only 2 weapons. I do believe that Drax's team is hiding. Yeah, SNG. All 3 players in SNG. 144. 242.
Jeez.
What a game to start off the series, though.
Killen kind of had that, deer in headlights. He knew he had a big thing to accomplish and didn't know how to best go about it and kind of froze, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it is hard. Like,
oh, definitely.
You have to make a decision there. Like, one, you have to know the timing of the yellow, because if you're gonna stand there for 20 seconds and just wait for a yellow, it's wasted time. But if it's about to spawn in like 2 seconds, you might want to wait for it and then go crazy afterwards, after you pick it up. But yeah, he kind of got stuck in between decisions there. So he waited for like 5-7 seconds, something like that, and then went through without the yellow and didn't find any kills. So Drax's team takes game number 1.
That's where, too, it's important. Killen had the quad, he had the weapons, and you would see Killen get a kill, but then one of his teammates would go down to an enemy shotgun. So it's kind of, at that point, your team, if they only have shotguns, it might be best for them to try and hide at that point. While you do get the yellow and try and eliminate enemy weapons and get some kills on the remaining shotguns.
Yeah, I mean, that was also like a big thing there. Killen was one of the weapons, one of the 2 weapons on Team Serp. So the fact that he was wasting time in the yellow box didn't help them very much. As we see a swap here going on, so we got Messiah coming in place of Dracs on E1M2 from the looks of things. So Drax, the captain, might be coaching this round instead of playing.
I think S has said they don't have their number 5 and number 6 players, so it's just going to be their top lineup tonight.
Oh, it's not bad having your top lineup for all the games, though.
No, definitely not, right?
But they are down 1-0. Albeit very close. A 2 frag difference on Team 3. That is very, very close. They were also close to tying it up as well. Just a few mistakes the last 40-45 seconds of that game. Where they could have gotten a few frags, probably. But definitely a nail biter, like Drax is saying in the chat. 2 frag victory, and of course Drax's team hiding out in SNG in the very last seconds there. I think that Serp was also, I think it was Serp that was going to the SNG, and they got like 1 frag in there. If he had found them all, he could have tied up the game. But really, games aren't decided in the last 45 seconds. Most of the time, it's what you do earlier in the game that decides whether it's going to be forced to a nail biter or not. But here we go. Second game, E1M2. Driss is going to pick up the first rocket launcher. Let's see if he goes to the Mega, which is the normal thing to do. He is, but he's going to have a few issues with that that boomstick, but not too bad. And okay.
What happened here?
We have a break. Oh, I think they forgot team overlay or something like that. Maybe. Yeah, team overlay. Drac is saying. Nico saying, I blame Meek.
I'm gonna say I blame who's it, Dirtbox that runs the server for not updating the config.
Yeah, exactly, because it has nothing to do with Eastquake. It's actually server based, so it has nothing to do with Meek, to be honest. It's the server that decides.
Yeah, what? 7 Easy Quake and 1 uneasy Quake running.
Anyway, here we go again. This time Yeti is gonna get the first rocket launcher instead.
Oh. That was a big...
Who's gonna get that pack? Okay, Killen got it.
Killen.
Yeah. We do see Driss with the quad, however.
Let's see who shows up here for second yellow. Not many.
Driss is getting pressured here. Oh, why is he not dropping? Oh, no. I don't know. I always use, maybe it's just me, but I always use the first quad to get that second yellow and then drop down to the second rocket launcher.
Yeah, that's the route I would have went.
Driz decided not to do so. However, Messiah was there, so he did get that rocket launcher. So it still stayed on the team. That's perfect. Fine, of course. Here we get to see Messiah with the quad coming up in 7 seconds. He does have a rocket launcher and a little bit of yellow as well, so he's in pretty good shape to pick this one up.
Driz does a good job blocking.
Yeah.
Side takes the quad. Yeah.
It's one of those small things that is overlooked sometimes. Just standing on those stairs from crossing and just blocking the enemies.
Yeah, you're basically a pawn there. You know, if you delay it a few seconds and bought your guy some time, then you did a good job, right?
That's a good chess reference, actually, because it is actually true. Like, call it whatever you want. The enemy still has to deal with you before they can get to the quad. So it is so important. Oh, that's a lucky shot by Ferguson, but still getting a lot of frags here, though. Nobody has opened the, nobody has pressed the button for those rockets. There we go. Ferguson is finally gonna do that.
That's what ended up, I think, killing Messiah's quad. He ran out of rockets, unfortunately.
Yeah, he did.
Which is common on this map.
Ooh, what a snipe by Nico.
Yeah.
From the bottom of the stairs.
I love that shot, because it's one of those things. If you're the only one showing up to quad and you have an RL, a lot of times you're just gifting it to an enemy.
Yeah.
So, kind of, you know, if you know that your team isn't at quad and you can poke from the bottom of the stairs with the RL, a lot of times you can either kill the quad or you can do enough damage to it before it runs away to yellow that your team can finish it off.
Yeah. What's a beautiful... Oh my god. Unlucky grenade from Serp. No rocket launchers on the field right now. As we see them fighting it out here for the next rocket launcher spawn in 3 seconds. Nice defense there from Team Dracs or KHC. Yeah, E1M2 in general is actually known as one of the maps that that requires most teamwork, because there are so many things where you need to protect your rocket launchers, protect the quad, or just the pickup of the quad in the stairs like that. Just using people as pawns, but people need to be ready to be pawns as well, and they need to realize what to do. They need to realize and understand what to do as the role of a pawn. Which is not always easy to do.
Yeah, I find E1M2 is probably one of the worst for just maybe a random pickup if you have players that aren't all of the same level, because it's very FFA, or they spend a lot of time obsessing over the RL, not really understanding the importance of, you know, quad or YA, or even controlling this area bridge.
E1 and 2 in general is very hard to do mixes on. It's kind of known in Europe as the mix killer, because usually you play a couple of DM3s, then you swap to DM2, which is fine, and then you do one E1M2, and after that the mix dies because people disconnect after that. It's the mix killer.
I have to address what you said. You play DM2, which is fine. No, DM2 is great, Andy. It's great.
I mean, fine, like on a mix level, like you can still play mixes on DM2 without issue. Like, even if you don't get like a full map lock, perhaps with a mix, you can still have fun as an individual playing without a real team, you know?
Definitely.
But on E1M2, that teamwork is so important to enjoy the map. Otherwise, you're just running around with a boomstick for 20 minutes and you get tired of the game.
Oh, nice grenade by Driz.
Drax says he needs to be told all the files to update them for... Oh, yeah, dirtbugs. I don't know, isn't it just like a config change to whether team overlay is enabled by default or
but
not?
it's there's one place in there where it's not obvious. It's a default config. So every time the map changes, it actually loads this default config regardless of the mode, and in it has the team overlay. There's a few different places with it, but this is kind of the ultimate overrider, and it's buried and hidden. So
Okay.
I'll see how much he's willing to pay for the location of it.
Alright, this map is also looking to be pretty even. They're doing a good job denying rocket launchers and killing rocket launchers, trading a few here and there, but still we haven't seen any team like get 4 rocket launchers or something, which can happen sometimes on E1M2 if the skills aren't equal, pretty much. Like now, Kiln is the only rocket launcher on the map, as we see Ferguson with a quad. So Team Serp doing pretty well here in the start of this E1M2.
Ferguson racking up the kills with the shotgun.
Yep. Actually up to 35 total frags.
Yeah, he's doing very well.
Now we got a super shotgun, even better. Oh, so did his enemy though. Hey, I like that Driz. Kudos. I don't know, I get like shivers down my spine when I watch people on E1M2 and they can't make it through the spikes without taking damage. I just hate that so much. But Driz, thank you so much for making it through the spikes without getting hit.
I think I'm about 50-50. I haven't mastered it.
It's kind of like something that has to become second nature. Otherwise you start, like, you don't have time to think about it when you're there, like in a real game. So if it's not second nature, you'll be like 50-50, right? Because you can't be thinking about freaking spikes when you're playing a game. Here we go, kill. Proud. Oh!
He left that RL at start.
Yeah, but he made the spikes. That's what's important, bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's also saving this pack, by the way. That's nice. Oh,
that's huge. Whoa.
That grenade hurt.
He needs to get out of there. They both do.
You had 3 rocket launches now and 1 super nail gun. They're all pretty low though, apart from Kiln now with this yellow armor. Serp has a little bit of green armor, but almost no HP. This quad, yeah, Kiln is getting flooded a little bit here. He gets 3 frags, so he gets out of there. Oh, this could be huge actually. Messiah with the quad. He's the only rocket launcher on his team. Against 3, yeah, he's gonna go down. I think he got ahead of himself a little bit there.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, you need the support from your teammates to kind of jump into yellow armor first and take the beating, and then you come in second or third and get the kills.
Yeah, especially with that quad glow, it's such a, and those stairs, it's such a calling card that you're coming.
Yeah. It's a super easy place to defend unless you're getting flooded by more people. So Messiah trying to jump in there on his own. I mean, I like the effort, but it's not gonna work. And it's not necessarily his fault. It's like his teammates need to be there and help him attack. And jump in first. And
definitely.
Oh, Serp with a beautiful...
Serp.
Yeah.
Yeah, Serp's always had some of the nicest movement in NA, by far.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I like that. Coming in with speed as well, then it's even harder to avoid those spikes. Making me happy, making me proud here. Alright. Still though, Serp's team with a pretty good lead here on E1M2. This is one of the low scoring maps, sorry, that when you have a lead by like over 50 frags, that's actually more than it looks like. Like on DM2 or DM3, that can change in an instant, but on E1M2 it's harder to get frags back because of the mere fact that you're doing so much trading, right? Like boomsticks just killing other boomsticks back and forth. Yeah. So most of it is just about trading, and evidently Team Serp has been doing better trading than Team Dracs thus far in this game. Still 10 minutes to go though, so good change. As we see Yeti pick up the squad, which is huge for his team. Still has 1 enemy weapon that he needs to kill, which is Kiln. over in crossing. Let's see if he can manage to find him. Would be really nice for his team if he could kill that. Instead, he's gonna chase Serp, who had a green
Yeti
armor.
not using the SSG at all here. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't seen him use it once, even in close range. Maybe he doesn't know he has it.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
nothing more satisfying than a quad SSG.
yeah, that feels good. That does feel good. Oh my god, Yeti's so stacked here. Almost a full yellow and a full mega. 12 rockets. It's looking good here. And actually, entire team KHC is looking good here to mount a comeback here. But they need to keep them and make sure not to die.
They need
Oh my
to get
God.
that quad. That's... Wow.
Nice play by Serp.
Yeti stays alive.
Yeah, but they lost the entire stack and Serp got the quad. They didn't want that. They
Yeah.
also lost one of the rocket launchers they had. And Yeti's just gonna run away here. Yeah, he saw like, okay, I'm not welcome here in the yellow area. I
I'm
have
getting
to
out.
run.
That's a great play though. A lot of people don't do that and end up losing their RL.
Yeah, like
Dropping.
the biggest mistake you can do there is actually take the fight.
Yeah,
Which
especially too with the ping disadvantage.
Oh,
is,
yeah.
You know, it's kind of like you're doubling down on your chances of dying there.
Yeah, I didn't even consider that. Like, even on low ping, taking the fight there is a mistake. What you need to do is get the fuck out. But with the
Crazy
ping,
fight happening here, Mega.
Yeti's just staying here, by the way, because he has the timing on the mega, of course. It's getting flooded a bit, or well, quite a lot by the enemy team. But somehow, after all that, Team Serp actually increased their frag lead. So even though Yeti seems to be playing really well, I guess so is Ferguson and Kiln on the other team. Especially, I guess, the entire team is playing well, but... I like this play by Serp, by the way. Even though he's gonna give up his own rocket launcher there, or, well, he didn't give the rocket launcher away, but he died with it. He also secured a rocket launcher for his team. Best case scenario, you both make it out. But Yeti once again standing his ground here and saving another pack for his teammates.
77 rockets on E1M2. When does that ever happen?
Yeah. That is insane.
It's like
You can fire
the
it for
traveling
days.
backpack, right? Like
Yeah.
you just...
Exactly,
It's
that's probably
backpack.
exactly what it is. It's been going around.
It's been in the family for 50 years. These are your grandpa's rockets.
Right, Yeti with another quad. Doesn't have to wait for this yellow, but it's about to spawn. He had enough yellow if you ask me, but no teammates there to pick it up anyways, so why not?
Oh, Yeti up to 200 ping.
Oh, wow. That's way more than it should be. Still trying his best to stay alive here, but eventually gets flooded down. Even the best die to floods on this map, and he actually gives a sigh message. Probably has to do with his ping. Yeah, now it's down to... Oh, he actually has a little bit of packet loss as well. That's not good. That's not what you want. $185 to 126. That's not easy to overcome. Whoa. Okay, so Messiah did pick up the quad before going down. Oh, and then he stole the yellow from Triss. Unfortunately, and Triss is gonna try to make it out alive. He's gonna get the green armor instead. And just barely survive for now. 10 HP. Oh my god, just everywhere he goes, there's an enemy.
It's a story of E1M2, right?
Yeah. That is what it feels like. On this
Especially
map.
when you're playing, you know, coordinated guys that have that coordinated teamwork, where they smell an RL and you don't make it out alive. They'll chase you around the whole map.
Yeah. And even if you kill them, it just looks like... It feels like they're... It feels like you can kill them like 3 times over the entire enemy team, but you still end up dying with that rocket launcher.
100%. Yeah, they're like ants. They, you know, there's only 4 of them, but it feels like there's, you know, 15 at times.
Yeah. Alright, but Serp's team definitely looking to tie up the series here.
Nice quad grab by Yeti, team saving. I would have liked to see Case. So we had 3 guys in YA, and none of them were taking the lead on the stairs there, blocking. That's a pack.
Yeah, that was a pack indeed. I mean, Yeti's doing this so well, but they're behind 50 frags. Like, this should have happened earlier. Although I'm not saying that Yeti wasn't doing it earlier, because he's actually top fragging in his team. So he was actually pulling his weight. But this scenario of the entire team, how it's looking, because they, for a brief moment, they had 3 rockets. Then Driss unfortunately suicided there, gave away a rocket launcher.
I mean, I don't know how Yeti plays with that ping.
He's making it work for sure. He's such a good player, actually.
He's got to figure it out, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it's got something to do with the server or if it's just his internet connection. That's another pack, by the way, that he's trying to save for his teammates, but he's got 3 minutes and they are behind so many frags. I would just, at this point, all you need is frags. They have 3 rocket launches on their team now. If they can have one person in over at GL, one in yellow, and the other one running around, then
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, if everything goes well for them in 3 minutes, it would be a photo finish.
Kiln says, Nitro just sent me a message, sent to slow spawn.
Yeah, there was some drama the very first season of the game here.
Oh yeah?
Where I believe Nitro's team played Serp's team, and they won via slow spawn on one of the maps. I can't remember what map it was, and a couple of the guys from Serp's team, I think Kiln specifically, was outraged at slow spawning.
What's wrong with the slow spawning? It's a
well, I mean, that's again, that was, you know, we're probably going back now 2 months where he was still relatively kind of
yeah, Hoke
new
and Nitro
to organized 4-on-4,
it was
right?
on TM3.
Yeah. Oh, he was pretty mad. I even said at the time, I said, dude, you're gonna win some and you're gonna lose some via slow spawn. It's the way of the game, right? So
I mean, if it gets close and you're in no control whatsoever, but you have a chance of winning the game if you don't respawn right away, then of course the only thing you can do is slow spawn and pray. It's a part of the game.
I mean, there's sometimes people slow spawn and they lose because they miscalculate it, right? So it's,
oh yeah, for sure.
It's a double-edged sword.
It's the, you know, it's that one thing that nobody ever really knows for sure when it's time to start hiding and slow spawning, and when it's time to keep playing for like 1 more minute. Oh, Nico, don't know!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I saw that coming, oh god. Oh, that hurts.
Oh, that's gotta be frustrating.
Yeah. Poor Nico, but that hurt my soul.
Nice shot by Yeti.
Nitro says, example of how not to cross the spikes. Yep.
Yeti top fragging the server.
Yeah, he is. 68 frags. Yep. And actually, the last couple of minutes, look at how well they've been doing in KHC, actually. Feels like Serp's team has been hiding and not really playing like they would if the score was like 0-0.
Yeah. Well, you can see Ferguson at start.
Yeah, they're
at the exit. They're
Serp
100%
is
at exit.
Now, of course, they have to be in hide mode now. They have nothing, so they have to hide. But I think it's gonna be enough. I think they're fine. 11 frags in 10 seconds is not gonna happen if they slow spawn. So Kiln, slow spawn.
I think the nails lost it for him this game.
Could have been.
That spike, right? 7 frags.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, it's kind of like you can't really blame one play because, of course, the game is played over 20 minutes.
There's a million plays like that,
yeah,
right?
like there's you have 20 minutes to turn it around really and make it your game. But of course, it It's kind of amplified when something like that happens. It's like a turning point when you're almost making the comeback happen and then you die to the spikes. That's unfortunate. Has to be frustrating, like you said.
Ferguson, the only one to break 2K enemy weapon.
Yeah, let me take a look at the stats here. Especially on this map, I like doing that. Kiln was good at staying alive. Took a lot of armors and stuff and HP. Took 183 damage to kill him throughout the game. On average, which is definitely like, that's high.
Extremely high for E1M2.
Yeah, for E1M2. Like, most of the time you will die with a 0-100 stack because you get into a boomstick fight with somebody else. So if you can make it 183 damage to kill you but on average over 20 minutes, that's really good. Alright, DM2 gonna be... Oh, I'm gonna fix the scores. Professionals over here. Here we go. Score is 1-1.
They bring Dracs back in.
Yep. Well, I don't think Dracs would miss DM2. It is probably his favorite map, especially when it comes to dueling and stuff. I would imagine that kind of translates into 4-on-4 as well, whether you like the map or not. Alright, so Messiah swapping back to Dracs. Of course, no changes to Serp's team as they... Well, first of all, it's their top lineup, and second of all, they don't have anyone available, I believe. The question is... I'm gonna tab out quickly. Sorry, chat, it's gonna freeze for a brief moment. Where is that bastard Blood Dog?
He's probably got the Blood Dog's probably got the nanny nipple on right now, giving his kid some food. I know his kid's almost, I think, 2, but he is Blood Dog's son after all, so he's probably still, you know, nursing from the teat.
Yep. Alright, DM2, what do you think about this map when it comes to these two teams? Also, the pings, like, they play a huge role on DM2 just because there's no lightning gun and not too much.
Yeah, you can just see Yeti and Drax probably drop a little bit more. Just due to their pings trying to get off some last shots throughout the game.
It's also difficult just hitting rockets on that thing because of the delay of the rocket.
I don't find that they have an issue.
No, they're so good at it. They're so good.
Like, having played them, like, you know, even 2-on-2, where they don't want us to ping up, it's unnatural how they somehow manage to hit, you know, like for like rockets.
Yeah.
It's strange though, because having played them, say, Nations Cup and practiced 4-on-4s where we ping up, I don't feel that it's... If I play them with low ping versus high ping, it's kind of like the fights remain the same, right? Like it's not like suddenly I go to high ping. Ouch. Yeah, we'll watch the start here.
Oh god, yeah, sorry. So what happened was that Team Dracs actually got both the quad and both rocket launchers. Nico got one, but then Nico accidentally killed the quad who got the high rocket launcher. So he killed the rocket launcher and then went down. So unfortunately, Nico gave away 2 rocket launchers in that moment. Oh my god, there's grenade spam by Dracs. How is he so good with the grenades? It's the same in duels. Like during the SD Cup, he had a run. He played one game where every single frag that he had for like 8 minutes was from grenades.
Some people just got it. Blood Dog's like that too. Some of the grenades he hits, it's...
Nice spam here by Nico. He managed to find himself a new rocket launcher. And a red armor as well. Getting a couple of frags here. Nice way to make up for that terrible start. And yeah, Team KHC in general just stabilized, to be honest, after that.
Yeah. Right now, I would have liked to see him help get one of his teammates a weapon here, since he's the only one with the rocket.
Oh, that's a scary moment when you try to enter the secret and the door isn't open anymore. Oh no, oh. Okay, so pro tip to anyone watching on the stream: if you're down in the telly area, always hug the wall. That way you avoid getting telefragged. Don't do what Nico just did and jump in the middle of that little catwalk leading up to the bars and the yellow armor. If anyone, teammate or enemy, oh my god.
Jesus, what is that? Come on.
Yeah, teammate or enemy, if anyone spawns there, you're dead because you get telefragged. So always hug the wall. Always, always, always. It's the only way to avoid that from happening.
That's super frustrating, that quad death right there. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're, I mean, he had something like, I think it was 100 red still, 100 health. Like, he was in no danger that he had to kind of pray for the point blank shot, you know what I mean? The guy only had a shotgun. You got to take a step back there, especially if you have cover on the ledge. There's no reason to self-bore.
Yeah. I think, like, Nico kind of gives and takes a little bit, like, in the sense of, like, he'll either get a lot of frags, like we saw earlier with that rocket launcher that he had before he got the quad. He was getting a lot of frags and doing a lot of things well, and then that one moment happens where he either bores with it, or on E1M2 he got killed by the spikes, you know, while he had the quad and a rocket launcher. So it's like he plays really well, and then he slips up for 1 second, and it's a really costly slip up. We see Dracs though with the quad doing a pretty good job attacking low, making sure that this area is safe.
Sweep this.
Yeah, sweep the area. Get a rocket launcher.
Nice.
Yeah, securing a rocket launcher for his teammate. Exactly what
Driz
you want
isn't
to
gonna
do.
get out with it, but that's the good play.
Man, on QTV, of course, we see the server side of things, so it kind of looks like Drax had a reaction time of like a second, but that's not true because we get to see it from the server side of things. He has a ping, so when someone appears on his screen, we see it before he does.
Ouch.
Yeah, he's gonna go down there. Serp with a quad and a rocket launcher, but I feel so scared when the teammate is spamming as well with his rocket launcher.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. That's where a lot of newer players do that, where they have no business shooting.
Serp survived this time though. Oh, that's a rough lava bath. Actually, GNC surviving though, only with 13 HP, but it didn't die. There's nothing worse on. Oh, he actually died eventually in the lava. He didn't make it.
Did he bore? He didn't bore?
No, he died in the lava. I think he made it up to
No,
little...
like, what I mean is a lot of times, like, especially like on DM2, for example, 4-on-4, if I know I'm going to die in the lava, in that case, like where you got stuck on that ledge, I'll actually bore, and you can go back for your pack.
Yeah.
If you grab red, right?
Right. I think he... Oh, that's a good telefrag by Nico, actually.
Yeah, killed Serp's RL. Probably didn't know he had it, but...
Gotta be careful with those teleporters. No, but what I was trying to say was there's nothing worse than getting caught like stuck in the lava in 4-on-4 when you have a rocket launcher, because you don't always have a rocket launcher in 4-on-4. Like, it's a weapon that you might only have like for maybe 5 to 10 minutes of a game. So when you have one, you don't want to lose it, especially not to the lava. But what I think happened was that he got up on the ledge and then attempted to make it out of there and fell down into the lava again.
It's a nice quad kill by Kiln there.
Yep. Both teams on 2 weapons each, and a 5 frag difference on a map like DM2. That's even crazier than DM3 if you get close when it comes to the frags. Driz getting ready for the quad here. I'm just gonna drop down and pick it up. See what it does with it though. They already have 3 rocket launchers, so the only player that he really needs to help get a rocket launcher is Nico, but I think the rest of the team could do that on their own. That's a pack. perfectly fine.
It was nice. It was nice to see his teammates actually. Initially, all three of them ran down path, which is something you never want to see when you have quad.
I think they all were going to like the telly area to keep that
yeah,
safe.
they did double back thankfully and did the right thing, which is secure telly, so quad can do exactly what he's doing here. But
apart from dying, of course, but
yeah,
it's a risk going to the back room like that.
That's Killen's big play here on DM2. He kind of just hangs out in back room all game and is a huge pain in the ass for the enemy team.
It can be effective in like denying a full map lock, for example, and things like that. But you also, of course, need to be present on the other side of the map to get any kind of control.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, Killen still with that rocket launcher in the red mega room. Let's see if Dracs can flood him out. He's gonna get the first initial kill on Serp and forced Killen to... No, Killen is actually here and killed the quad. Good job by Nico getting that pack though, so he couldn't save that pack. But there should be another pack back here, right? From the kill on Serp.
Yeah, up top, yeah. Unless someone got it.
Yeah, unless someone picked it up.
Looks like GNZ has it. Maybe he picked it up.
Yeah. And Team Serp now has 3 rocket launchers. This is the time to make a move on the quad for sure. This next quad should be theirs. They should be able to flood out Nico from that quad area. They have 3 rocket launchers. Where are the rest? Okay, there comes GNC. He's gonna kill the quad instead. That's okay as well. But I'm sure they wanted that quad. But they're slowly getting control here.
See if they can get on that low RL now and deny. Nice try by Dracs, but...
Yeah, the one thing I don't like here is that the entire Serp team ended up at low RL.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, like they had 3 rocket launchers to 1, which was Nico, and he died on the quad, right? So it was 3 rocket launchers to 0. I feel like that's a good moment to take over control over the water area instead of everyone ending back in the low rocket area.
Well, you can see exactly what happened there. Drax's team went to telly, got the high RL, and now has the quad.
Yep.
Basically create a vacuum when you have all 4 players head to one area, right?
Yeah. That can sometimes be that whole little bit lack of experience of team
totally,
play
totally.
Because low RL is pretty safe when you're playing for yourself and not for your team. You usually end up in the low rocket area because there's a good amount of HP, of course, a mega and a red armor. There's a rocket launcher and rockets, like everything is there that you need. But when you have the moment or the opportunity, you definitely need to take control over that water area and the telly area. Didn't manage to do so, which actually puts us in a situation where Drax's team has 4 rocket launchers. One is gonna go down there. Driz just died to the spam from low.
Killen trying to work to keep quad from coming to low, but dies.
Pack was okay.
Beautiful. GNZ stole it and ran away with it.
And just like that, Team Serp has 3 rocket launchers because of the packs that were dropped there. Also, I think Yeti dropped a pack with that quad, so that's another pack. 3 rocket launchers to 3, and we're very close score-wise as well. 5 frags between them, so... But we do see Drax's team definitely putting more emphasis on the telly and water area, which makes me think that, or makes me say that they are more so in control of the map than the other team is. Killen is constantly poking out there, by the way, on path and shooting a couple of rockets, but never actually committing to the quad. I wish I could tell Yeti that it's actually not a pack in the quad way. It's just rockets. So he could pick that up, but of course he can he's also protecting the high RL, so just hoping that a teammate can come pick it up.
Nothing more frustrating than when you're sitting on, you know, a pack that you think and an RL and no one's coming after 20 seconds.
Yeah. And Yeti with no armor either.
Ouch.
Can't stay. And he actually delayed his spawn there. I think it was saying something on the voice comms. I don't think he was happy with his team right then. And now we see Kiln actually making the move for the quad. They do have 2 rocket launchers to 1, and he's got a very big stack.
This is an unusual area for Kiln.
Yeah, I think it's the first time this game that he's actually
I've seen him on this side of the map, yeah. I didn't know he spawned on this side.
And he is going to get the quad as well. Let's see what he does with it. He'll probably clean out the low, or try to, and then end up in the back room. But that's okay as long as... Oh! And he's... Oh, man. Yeah, that hurts. The one time that he makes the journey to the quad, the one time that he actually finds himself on that side of the map, it actually goes well. He gets the quad, everything looks great, and then he moves to low and gets telefragged. Oh man, that has to suck for him.
That might have been a pack.
It was, but Yeti got the pack, but then he also got the low rocket launcher, which he...
Oh no, I mean right now GNZ just killed someone at water there and scooped it up, vacuumed it.
Yeah, sorry, my head was still stuck in that kill quad run. GNC gonna pick up this quad for Team Serp though, so they get the next quad as well. And we're tied at 97, by the way, I should mention that. Nico's gonna open the big area.
Which is actually a great play, like when you have nothing and you're gonna die, because it kind of can stagnate quad, right? He's gotta make the choice. Do I go platforms, which you can eat a lot of rockets that way, or you're just gonna have to hang out for 10 seconds.
Yeah, and GNC had to wait for the platforms to retract because he wanted that yellow. And going down there, you run the risk of getting squished. So all he could do was just wait. And do nothing with the quad, so it's absolutely a good play. Some people may think it's like trolling when you open that, and sometimes it is when it's just a mix and you might put your teammates into the lava or something, but right then it was actually a very good play. Just delayed the quad from doing anything.
Exactly. It's kind of like taking, delaying that red armor once the enemy has pent on DM3.
Yeah. Serp with a quad here. And they've taken the lead by 5 frags. They do have 3 rocket launchers to 2. Not finding too much damage here, but securing the back room, which I don't think is the area that he should secure, but call me old-fashioned. Oh, nice attack here by Dracs, actually hitting the first 2 initial rockets. Eventually going down to his own.
GNZ just cause. Was that GNZ that were... Oh, Serp. Serp just made 2 of the rockets die there.
Yep. Oh no, he could have saved it again, actually. He was saving that pack for such a long time while waiting for the quad. Then he got quad, killed his teammate that got the pack, who in turn dropped a pack of his own, but then Serp decided to pick it up instead.
Yeah.
But Team Serp getting a pretty good lead here. 21 frags, which is more than we've seen the last 15 minutes.
That's most so far, I think, right?
Yeah. And they're also taking control of this tele area for the first time really in this game. Serp doing the right thing here, making sure that this area is safe. Oh, he's down. He doesn't have any rockets. Yeah, he's
It's a bad spot to be when you got no rockets. Yeah, it's frustrating.
It was just you could see him almost like hoping that they would spawn.
Yeah, you're trying to will them. You know, you're trying to use the mind power. You're like, please, please, please.
Well, they did have control of that that telly area for about 20 seconds. Then Dracs team took back control, but Dracs team is still behind when it comes to frags, though. So they need to find some frags. And Dracs is doing a pretty good job here.
Oh.
Oh my god, missing so many boomsticks.
Oh, that was huge.
That's a big rocket launcher to kill.
Big risk by going back room. If I was him, I'd be grabbing that SSG.
Yeah, why not pick that up? He only has 2.
Especially with his ping too, right? Like that's.
Look at his ammo as well. There's
here.
another reason to pick it up, just for the ammo.
Yeah.
He has 2 shots left of his boomstick, if he's ever forced to use that. Right, Drax with another quad. Oh.
So how many?
God.
So Yeti and Driz have RLs, but see again we fall into where Drax is getting stuck at Telly with quad, while his 2 other rockets are nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Like you can't have that. You know, it's your team. You know, the minute your teammate gets quad, you need to move into that telly position to where you're locking it down, so he's free to go take care of low RL.
Yeah, sometimes you get the feeling that like because your quad is at water, you're sure that he's gonna clean it out and then move out, so you kind of leave the quad for himself, which kind of happened there. Drax was all alone when he actually, in fact, needed help.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna see a Yeti quad. Let's see what he can do. Actually, I want to see the scoreboard here. Yeti is on top once again. GNC having a great game when it comes to frags.
So Driz has an RL right now, but he's floating. Is he gonna come back to telly? No, he's going to platforms.
The fact that he is kind of forces Yeti to
stay at telly,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Like and he loses his RL there. Like it's ass backwards essentially, I think.
Yeah, it should be the other way around, of course.
Yeah. The most success that I've had in playing DM2 4-on-4 is when you have that, you know, you have somebody that's militant about telly where they will not leave. If they leave, they get pushed to high and they're calling for teammates to come and assist, and they have the supportive teammates that will come and do that, or you know, are always close by. But
so to me, this game didn't go the way DM2 usually goes, because I feel like Drax's team did have control, even though they made a lot of mistakes like that we just talked about, but they still kept control over the telly area, which means that you always have access to that free high rocket launcher. But somehow they lost on frags, so Team Serp is gonna win this. I think Team Serp had like what? I want to see the amount of quads both teams had in the end. It couldn't have been many for Team Serp. Let's see.
7.
They had 7. Okay, 13-7. Yeah, but they win, which means that we're going into map number 4, and Team Dracs are gonna choose, and it's gonna be DM3. Let's fix the scores. Team Serp up by 1. So, like, overall, like, I do feel like positionally, Drax's team was doing a better job. Serp's team with Kiln and Serp often getting stuck down in low. However, maybe the individual skill was, you know, displayed pretty well there, because whenever someone tried to attack them, they kind of won the fights.
Yeah. Well, and especially too, I mean, Yeti having to fight off the other guys at low ping is going to give them a little bit of a leg up there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Yeti with 157 to 190 versus GNZ's 12 is not a nice fight to have to engage in.
Especially on a map like DM2. Oh,
no.
If you have a lightning gun, sure. Makes it a little bit more fair, but...
Yeah.
Alright, game number 4 coming up. It's of course going to be DM3 because Team Dracs did win that previous DM3, albeit only by 2 frags. Let's see if we get a repeat of that. Oh yeah, turn team overlay on. So let's see. E1M2 was a victory of 7 frags. They did have a very big lead though. Team Serp did. But then they started hiding and of course the scores do get closer then. DMT was a pretty convincing victory, even though I don't think they played it correctly when it comes to positional play, but they still won the game.
And that kind of highlights the draft. You can get away with something like that because the other team isn't, they're also in the same position where they have a mix of maybe players that aren't as, they're not as experienced as say the number 2 or number 1 guy on the team. So it's kind of,
it's harder to take advantage of it.
You have inexperience on both sides. So
yeah,
what an experienced team of 4 would be able to capitalize on, they just can't. So it kind of balances things out in that nature. You can make mistakes and get away with it.
Yeah, you kind of need to know exactly how to take advantage of someone being stuck in low RL, for example. If a team is stuck down there, you need to know how to take advantage of that, because what should happen is that you should get every single frag of every single spawn that happens in the water area, and then the quad can make attempts at fighting at low. But you should never ever lose frags anywhere else, and if that holds true, you should get every single quad, and well, basically every single quad, and you should get all the spawn frags in water. And if that happens, you will win the game, because just how the dynamics of Quake works and the amount of spawn points and so on, it's just and having the quad, like, you should win mathematically.
Exactly.
But if you don't know exactly how to take advantage of it, like you said, these are mixed teams. I mean, they are draft teams, so there's inexperience on both sides.
Especially a map like DM2, it's all you need is kind of one person out of position, and it opens up a big giant hole and kind of throws off. It takes it from being like, what you were saying about a controlled or a locked map to basically kind of like, not FFA, but it's closer to FFA in that sense, because it just becomes,
Yeah.
And I've played pickups where
you're only as strong as your weakest link, right?
Yeah, trying to tell people, get on telly, don't leave telly. And then you teleport up to high, and there's 4 enemies up there, and somehow 2 of them have RL, and you die, and it's the most frustrating thing, because for the past 10 minutes you've been yelling at your team to, if you would just get on telly, we could have locked this thing down, but
yeah.
GNZ with Pent should have grabbed that Mega, but
yeah, the first rocket launcher did die, by the way. I don't know if Dracs got the kill on him, or... Oh, Drax is doing it. I love that play by Drax.
See, like that's the inexperience right there. GNZ got tied up outside with the shotgunner, then got distracted at the bridge.
Oh god, he needs to be standing on the spawn there. You can't allow that to happen.
Yeah.
You can't give away the second rocket launcher. Nico's gonna pick it up. He has to red.
That was an ouch pent there, GNZ. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Driz, you know what though? That was, if you look at the other team, Driz did a great job, because he put himself on bridge in a shotgun fight with them, and that allowed Drax with the quad to get that YA.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know if that amazing team play was intentional or not, but it worked out great, because it gave Drax the time he needed for that yellow to spawn.
Yep.
So the yellow was stolen, almost... and then. Yeah.
You even saw GNZ hesitate once Drax shot him, and I'm like, you have Pent, get in there, why are you...
And then of course when he made it over to the rocket launcher, he didn't make it all the way to the spawn.
Yeah, it happens, right?
I mean, you learn from your mistakes.
Exactly. Oh, Nico missing a rocket jump. Now, I
think moments like that, one should be careful not to use. Like, you don't need to use the rocket launcher. Like, he has a super nail gun. It only takes a couple of nails. If someone is blocking your path like that, just use the super nail gun if you ask me.
At the RA?
Yeah.
Or back up and take your shot.
Yeah, that works as well, of course. So the quad is going to go down. We're tied in the early stages of this game. 2 weapons apiece, 1 lightning gun and 1 rocket launcher for Team Serp. Yeti picking up the red armor, probably preparing for the next quad.
It's interesting they picked this map.
It's the one that they won, I guess.
Yeah, but I think I would have. I don't know. The other team's classic DM3 players, you know, so it's.
DM3 is also this kind of map where, like, the reason it works so well in mixed games is because you can, even if the rest of your team is inexperienced, you can kind of carry this game on your own, this map on your own.
Yes. Yeah.
It allows for that because of how the map works and the weapons that exist on this map and so on. Once again we see this, like, I don't know why, but I'm sure that they know the quad is coming up. It's just that nobody makes the journey over to quad. Like, it's just picked up for free by Ferguson. And the same goes the other way. Like, we've seen the same happen to the other team. Like, it's just that people don't go there for some reason, even though they know the timings. I'm 100% sure that they're calling it out in voice comms, like, okay, quad in 10 seconds, right? Yep. And it's just that nobody takes the trip.
Well, and even that there, I mean, it's kind of, Ferguson had the quad, he went to the YA, he has 42 cells, Serp had LG. I would have liked to see him give it up so he could actually go make use of his quad, but
yeah. How the hell does he have 42 cells, by the way?
I don't know. Maybe a pack somewhere.
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez.
We've seen a lot of those tonight. Funny how you hear people dying all over the place in water.
Yeah, really, eh? Travels quite far.
GNC with the rocket launcher here needs the red armor. Team Serp taking a pretty early lead here. Not by too much, though.
Pent coming up in 20. Let's see if what he's going to do with this rocket launcher there.
GNC is the only armor on his team. Almost the entire enemy team has armor, though, and I'm sure they're preparing for this Pent while GNC is playing around here in SNG.
I know, it's going to be tight.
Yeah, he's going to have to hurry here. Maybe rocket
he's not hurry.
I like that.
No, you're too late.
Oh my God! Especially if you miss 2 rocket jumps in a row. And Dracs is gonna pick up the Pent with the lightning on 65 cells. Yeti actually managed to get the quad and steal that. GNC, after missing those 2 rocket jumps when he tried to get up to lifts, he opted to go for the ring instead.
He was a little too slow there. I was thinking that when he was meandering through SNG that he was.
Yeah, it was taking way too long.
Way too long.
Oh my God. What kind of fight is that?
Dracs, Jesus, that's a flip, buddy. Sorry. Wasted all of his cells shooting the wall and then full red.
It was almost like and Omega, by the way. It was almost like he ran out of like mouse mat or something, like mouse pad.
I don't know. I think he ran out of brain cells on that one. Wow, that's gonna be a clip.
Yep.
It's a terrible position to have to shaft from too. I mean, like up hot, like shafting up like that with the pillars, and you almost got to reposition yourself, and so you can get a clean shot on it.
Yeah. He got surprised because it didn't see him at first because he had the ring, of course. GNC had the ring. So when Drax suddenly got shot by a rocket by GNC, he kind of got caught off guard. Then tried to take the fight anyways, and I think he hit like 1 cell in that entire exchange. He had like 60. Yeah, I think he had like 60 cells, and when he died, he had 1 cell left.
1 cell, yeah.
So he used like 59 cells.
And he probably only hit 2.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's... It's kind of hard to like, both teams, like, they keep trading packs, positional advantage. You never really know who's better off. All we can see is like the frags, and we can see that Serp is in the lead, Team Serp, but neither of the teams really have any control of the map whatsoever. But we do see, though, that Team Serp, they do have 3 rocket launchers. They could have 4. No, actually, one of them died there to Dracs. Let's
see, is he gonna save this? That was a dangerous shot.
Yeah, oh my god, nice fight by Yeti. That's 2 packs up there now. And Kiln is coming in. He's gonna get the first initial kill. He's in trouble.
Good play to leave.
Yeah. Looks like Team Dracs got most of those packs. They have 3 rocket launchers now. So I think they got the packs in red. I wonder if they realized that there were 2, so they spread them both out, or if one guy picked both up, I don't know. 4 rocket launchers now, they're pretty good.
Nice play by Kiln.
Yeah. So with 4 rocket launchers, you should really not give away a quad that easily.
Fuck, see, Ferguson, there's that inexperience though. It's a quad, you know, in his position where I have the shotgun, I'm waiting for YA. All I'm doing is looking at team overlay or communicating with my team if there is no team overlay to ask and determine who's got a weapon in the vicinity that can use it. Because you see Kiln now has 61 YA. He needed health. He came to YA and Ferguson took it with a shotgun from him. So kind of, you know, he can't push into red now. He can't, kind of like negates the quad run. And now you're going to be in a position where they've stacked up there. You see Nico with Rocket 200. Yeti 200 rocket, like it's a big mistake.
Absolutely.
Like it seems nothing. It's just the YA, but it completely changes the course of your team.
All right, so I actually want to talk about something that just happened. So when Kiln had the previous quad, what Team Dracs did, they bunkered up in red. They were all in red, so Kiln didn't really have an opportunity to attack. Also because of not having that yellow, of course. But all 4 rocket launchers were around red, and then they made a coordinated attack on the quad, on the next quad, which I do like, but Kiln did a very good job defending the quad, and they erased 3 rocket launchers of the enemy team. The only one getting out was actually Yeti, unless he got... no, he did make it out, I think.
Pent now.
Yep.
Sorry.
Pent in 7 seconds. Yeti...
Dracs had a huge play there. Gonna get here.
Oh, nice job by Kiln.
Gets it. Yeah.
All right. I'm missing that rocket jump. That is painful. That means that you're not gonna make it in time for quad. So Driz is gonna pick up the quad instead. He goes down immediately though.
Drax had a nice play there. Well, Kiln was kind of shooting everybody and saving those packs down there that are still up somehow. That there was a rocket, I believe. Drax was hiding at top of red, didn't make a sound, didn't shoot anybody, and stole it as Kiln ran up, and it kind of delayed him from out to pen. He barely made it there.
Yeah. I was sure that I think I saw Yeti in yellow in the yellow box. I almost felt like a yellow, a Yeti steal coming up for that pens, but Kiln managed to get it. The
Yeti went.
Yeti
I think
steals.
Yeti might have aborted because he still had his RL. I think.
Yeah, he did. Ooh, nice kill by Nico.
Yeah.
That's huge actually, because Kiln had been carrying his team for a little bit here, and now they don't have a single weapon on Team Serp. So Kiln just spawned the rocket launcher, but that was a huge kill by Nico. With 8 minutes remaining, you definitely needed that. They needed that because, yeah, they need to find some frags here.
GNC hiding in the water. No LG though. Sometimes you just need to disrupt that guy who's been unkillable for 5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
Break his momentum.
Yeah, Nico did a good job to breaking that momentum there. It's also an awful way to die when you're not even able to fight back because you get shafted from behind.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the LG's so powerful. Even with 200, 100, like you just... Good player hits you with that. There's no recovering.
Alright, Driz with a quad here. Still need frags more than anything. Oh, that's a good kill.
That's a pack. That's a pack for Yeti. Yeah, 3.
They now have
three rockets and an
one.
LG.
Yeah, exactly. Against 0, by the way, on the other team. They have nothing.
This is where they'll we'll see if they capitalize and put pressure on weapon. Ouch! What a shot by Serp.
Yeah, 2 perfect rockets. The first one straight to the face, and the other one almost as if like it was written in the stars that he would get hit by the second one as well.
That was huge.
And he dropped a pack as well, so... But...
It's where they need to put pressure. He was going the right way, though, Driz. He was putting pressure on water, which is what you need to do in that case, because there's no sense getting, 4 weapons against none and just letting them restack. Like, that's your opportunity to basically try and establish a mini-map block here.
So we see 3-4 people in Windows/water from Team Serp here. I don't know why Yeti came in with the boomstick there. He should have used a rocket launcher, to be honest. But the last couple of minutes, apart from Kiln staying alive for a long time, when he died, they haven't had control of anything, really. They've all been swimming in water, maybe getting a few weapons, and they got a nice kill onto Driz, of course. But, oh, a teammate killed Dracs. That's unfortunate. Spawn. He's doing the right thing here, though, of course, pressuring the weapons. But oh no, Nico should not be there, though. You only need 1 player there. The other one should be making sure that you get the spawn frags. Whenever Yeti kills someone, you need to be around. Ring, for example, is a perfect place to be to get a lot of spawn frags. Nico getting ready for this quad. He has 19 cells.
Uncontested.
Yeah, completely uncontested.
I wish this happened when I played games.
Yeah, like
Jesus Christ.
Neither teammates nor enemies were there.
Like, can't tell you the last quad I got where no one was there.
Yeah, that free. Oh yeah, save that for your teammate. Good. Dracs gets a rocket launcher as well. They now have 3 weapons against 2 lightning guns, though, which is scary because lightning guns, yeah, we know how powerful they are.
Pence coming up. Let's see, is Nico gonna cut off? Oh, he's gonna.
Alright, good job. I was scared that he was gonna go for the hill mega first.
I thought so too, yeah.
Ooh, suicides, but Drax is gonna get it eventually in the end of thing. In the end, and there was also another pack down there.
What's he doing? Get that quad.
Well, he's gonna make it in time. I don't know if it was intentional.
It's a little delayed. Barely.
Yeah.
When I joined the server, he was even practicing that, rocket jumping off the lifts over and over. So I thought for sure he would have been.
With nerves involved and so on, sometimes it's
yeah,
hard to
that's
hit
true.
that. But
well, that's his paying too, I guess. Serp's gonna get away with the RL to mount.
Stop it, ring. We're gonna kill Nico. That was 1 rocket launcher. Should have mentioned, by the way, Drax's team was actually on 4 rocket launchers there before Nico died. Oh no! Oh, Drax, what's going on? They're making a comeback yet again, by the way. Only 18 frags behind now. Oh, it's a nice kill on GNC, just hiding in this mega box. Alright, next squad. Oh, even using the rocket jump to get there in time. He'd love a lightning gun by now. 56 cells on the quad. Alright, they're getting closer and closer.
Making good plays. This is what needs to happen here.
Oh, that's a beautiful rocket onto Serp.
Just keeping YA safe.
Oh!
Should have saved that pack maybe, but
I don't think it actually was a pack. It didn't look like it.
oh, I don't have it on here.
It felt like a pack, but I don't think it actually was.
Yeah. It's amazing how sometimes packs are not packs when they should be, and vice versa, eh?
Oh my god, that's a bad play by Dracs, by the way, and he leaves the pack.
Yeah, that's a pack for sure.
That's for sure a pack. Eight frags apart. It's getting close here, and Driz is gonna pick up the quad. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Serp's team has mostly been swimming around water trying to get weapons, and they've managed to do so. They have a couple of lightning guns. They've just lost one, and there they lost a rocket launcher as well.
Huge kills by Drills. Took an RL and an LG out.
I think he did the right thing there as well, picking up that pack. Don't waste time at this point just waiting for your teammates to understand what you're trying to give them.
Just gotta try and get that armor for next quad.
Yeah, they're only one frag behind now. Drax's team making a huge comeback here on DM3 in map number 4. And we're tied. 2 minutes remaining, and if you're Serp's team, you need to stop swimming in the water and actually make something happen here. You need to get some kind of control, because the last 6-7 minutes has been all Drax's team.
Yeah, can't keep giving up uncontested quads like this.
It is so lonely, so quiet. Like, not even teammates are showing up for it because they know they don't have to. Drax once again missing a couple of bunny hops, jumping into the wall, looking kind of silly, trying to get to that pack. Nice job at Driz here. Not even gonna bother waiting for the red. Although I think he should at this point. You have everything under control at this. Right, like, I don't see any way that Serp comes back, Team Serp comes back into this. Oh my god, Driz. What?
What the fuck? Like, you got a 12 ping.
That has to be nerves, man. It looked like he had like move speed 320 instead of 360. Just couldn't make the jump. Drax is gonna pick up the quad and also kill this guy out in pens, but we have 30 seconds remaining. They're up by 6 frags. But they have all the weapons. There are 2 lightning guns though on Team Serp, but that's all they have. They have no rocket launchers. They need to find some kills now. 20 seconds. They need to make a move. There's no more quads, no nothing.
How often do you see quad hiding?
Yeah, yeah, it looks kind of weird, right? Yeah, and Drax is gonna... It's gonna be yet another game that Drax's team ends up hiding in SNG pretty much the last couple of seconds. But this time, I think they deserved it because they were absolutely in control. So that's gonna make it 2-2, and we're gonna see a deciding tiebreaker.
I hope it's DM2. I don't want to watch. Oh, come on.
Okay, there. Let me fix the scores here. 2-2 with a tiebreaker. They cannot pick DM3, so they had to pick between the other 2 maps, and yep, we're going for E1M2. I like your reaction, by the way. E1M2, I think, to me at least, it has the ability to be like the most exciting map and the least exciting map, depending on like how the teams are playing. I think it can be a great map when you see the teamwork coming through, and when that's obvious. It can also be one of the most boring maps to watch if that's not happening. Right.
I don't think we're gonna see a swap here. I think everybody's gonna.
Yeah, last time we saw E1M2, Messiah was playing instead of Dracs, but it looks.
Yeah, so that's, and they only won by 7 frags. Yeah. So should be, yeah, it's gonna be tough here.
We do have to mention though that when we were at like 5 minutes left, Team Serp had like a 60 frag lead, but they started hiding. It worked out, but it was close.
That's right.
Yeah, if I were Serp here, I don't know why you'd pick E1M2. You know that Dracs didn't play the last E1M2. It was very, very close. Way closer than DM2. I don't know. I probably, personally, I would have picked DM2, I think. But we'll see. Maybe it was a brilliant move and they win this and I'm all wrong. But if they lose this, he's going to be kicking himself.
I think their ping advantage definitely favors DM2,
right?
So
Yeah.
that's why it's kind of.
Yeah, E1M2, you're not as affected by it because most of the fights will be with a boomstick or a super shotgun.
Exactly.
I'm sure Drax's team are happy that they picked this.
Yeah, I would imagine it's probably their second pick, anyways. So
Yeah. That's a good point, by the way. Like seeing the quad hide, that is so weird. Especially when he has a weapon as well.
right.
A weapon and quad, and you start hiding because like the rest of the team is hiding, of course, but feels so odd. Probably the first time I've ever seen that. Alright, just waiting for Nico, Kill, and Yeti to ready up, and then we're on our way with this tie-breaking E1M2. Alright, here we go. Nice to see the game or the series going the distance. That's always cool.
So is there a decider for third place then?
Yes. So the losing
Or
team
they
still
just doing
has
it based
one.
off frags? Yeah, they got one more then.
Yep. Okay. Some delay. But yeah, the two losing teams in the semifinals will play for third place, and then of course we have the grand finals. And Nitro has promised to let me know when the other semifinals is. And here we go. GNC is gonna pick up the first rocket launcher. He's not gonna go to Mega. Where's he going? All right,
He's gonna go get the green. All right.
I mean, that's not too bad, but how do you know that the green is up? Like, how do you know that nobody has picked that up?
Correct.
You know 100% that nobody has picked up the Mega. Well, it paid off this time. He actually made his way over to yellow as well, so he's looking pretty good.
Is anyone gonna be here at yellow now to come take third?
Nope.
I would not have done that.
I wonder what happened to the second rocket launcher. It looks like it went down without leaving a pack. Alright, one is coming up. GNC is looking pretty ready for that. I was so scared that he was gonna fire his rocket launcher there, and he eventually does.
Ooh.
That's a bad pack to leave. You don't want to leave that pack. See, Dracs and Driz with Dracs and Driz. Dras. God.
Say that.
Yeah, yeah. Driz with a Mega as well. I want to see Driz just stay here now. There's no reason to... Just keep Drax safe. Drax is in yellow. Okay, well, it's gonna be...
Wow, what a flood.
Yeah, that was a beautiful attack by Serp's team.
But nobody thinks to look up and shoot yellow. I don't know. Like, there's 2 enemies right under him.
Yeah. And 1 rocket launcher. Actually 2
Yeah.
because the pack was dropped as well, so should have been 2. Oh no, Drax is gonna suicide with the quad. And suddenly the entire game shifted in favor of Serp's team. They had for a brief moment they had 3 rocket launchers. Now they're back to 2. And a very early big lead, actually, 41-16 after 2.5 minutes. That's a huge lead for being E1M2. Serp defending the yellow here a little bit. Hey, what's up, Midder98 in the chat? Get him, Nico, he says. Yeah, currently Nico's team, however, is down in the start of this game. Really good start for Team Serp.
Yeah.
Okay, do the spikes, do the spikes. Yes, there you go. Good job, Ferguson. Oh, that's a teammate. I mean, of course, there is team overlay, so he could have maybe known that there's a teammate coming, but I usually when I spam anywhere, I just tell my teammates, like, don't come here.
Exactly, don't come stairs.
And then if they do anyways, like, it's their fault.
Yeah.
Theirs. Oh, he's gonna be in trouble here. Yeti coming in with the rocket launcher, and he's gonna drop a rocket pack as well. Drax is gonna deny the quad. Well done by Drax with only a super shotgun. Oh. I love what they were setting up there. So what... okay, I gotta watch this fight though. Nice play by Yeti. Somehow being so accurate with those rockets, even though he's on such a high ping. But they were trying to set up like a good attack onto yellow. But they were disrupted and then killed himself. But the idea was right. Team Drax now with 2 rocket launchers against none. And Yeti doing the right thing here. This is the best way to protect the yellow. Like, if you have a rocket launcher in yellow already, there is a spawn there, but they should be able to handle that. Apart from that, all you have to do is keep this GL area safe, because that's mainly the way where they're gonna be coming from. What?
Oh, they went -1 in that engagement. But sure.
Also, did you see Yeti, the way he killed his teammate? He just flick shot a boomstick onto his teammate and killed him, like, for no reason whatsoever. Like, it was the boomstick even. It wasn't even a rocket launcher. Oh no.
Yeti. Oh.
There you can see the ping playing a huge role in that. The knockback from the enemy rocket forced him to kind of board.
So bad. I'm surprised we have that netcode hasn't been able to adapt for that, because it's bad when you get hit, when you're high ping like that. You get hit by a low ping rocket, you teleport.
Yeah. And suddenly that wall is way closer than you thought it was.
Exactly.
I've learned so much throughout these series about the playstyle of Kiln, by the way. So he seems to be a very, very defensive player. He's gonna kill his own quad there, but that's okay. The way you can see how he moves around in Mega, just making sure to stay alive, which is a good thing in 4-on-4. Like, you do need to stay alive. There's also a lot of other things that has to do with 4-on-4 that you need to do, but he definitely has that survival part down. As you can see now, he's back to Mega. He's just gonna stay here.
Oh.
Oh my god! That grenade! Was so close to killing
That
Kill.
was a pack too, wasn't it?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. Anyways, we do see Serp's team with 3 rocket launchers now, so they should be able to extend their lead further. They're actually up more than double the frags of kangaroos have chlamydia. No, koalas, sorry. Koalas have chlamydia.
They all have chlamydia.
Yeah.
Wow, GNC almost kills Keln there.
Yeah. Serp with the quad. That feels so good, by the way, with a, like you said, with a super shotgun and the quad. It's a good feeling in this game. Very satisfying way to kill people.
Feels like people almost explode more with the SSG than they do with the quad RL. I don't know why.
Oh no, he's getting messed up by those nails, more so than his enemies. More so than by his enemies, I should say.
It's ooh, is Drax gonna follow up here? Yeah.
Yep. 36, 8 HP, and Drax is gonna win that fight. That's beautiful by Drax, by the way, realizing that that's an enemy rocket, so chasing that is 100% worth it every single time by Drax. And he won the fight as well. Even if you don't get a pack from your effort, it's still just worth it killing an enemy rocket. Keln is in a little bit of trouble here. Oh my god, the frags are running away.
Yeah.
Still 3 rocket launchers, even though Drax made a very good effort killing that 1 rocket launcher. They're still on 3. The entire team up here at GL, and Keln has to back off a little bit in order to survive, and he's still not going to survive. Alright, that gets the rocket launchers down to an even amount at least. 1 apiece, but...
Yeti just bored for Driz in the water there, who dies.
Oh. Yeah.
But somehow GNC, Serp, and Keln end up with 3 rockets from that.
How?
Yeah. Well, I think Yeti bored in the water to Driz. They killed Driz, who dropped, and then the RL came up.
Yeah. That's so funny. On E1M2, there was no one at quad, so the quad got delayed. And then when he made its way up to the quad, he actually boomsticked his enemy into the quad. So the enemy picked up the quad, and then he could kill the quad. But no, yeah. Funny. E1M2 is one of those maps where the quad is never empty when it's about to spawn.
There's always some crazy stuff that happens with it. Always.
Yeah.
Very rarely do you get away with it clean, or, you know, the guy that's in the box gets it.
Yeah, they're still on 3 rocket launchers. They have control of the Mega. They don't have control really over yellow though, but yeah, Yeti's... Oh, does Keln realize? Well, even if it doesn't, he does kill that rocket launcher. That was a rocket launcher, freshly picked up. Oh god, like these scores, they were way closer last game on E1M2, but Serp's team are really running away with it here.
Yeah.
Nico trying to hide up there, but that's not gonna work. Yeti has found himself another... Yeti seems to be running the rocket launcher all the time. He's picking them up all the time, but it seems like he's not been able to survive with them just yet. Now he makes it into Mega, as I can tell by the team overlay. Gets the Mega as well. So Yeti's in good shape here, maybe for the next squad. They need something to happen now. They're down almost 100 frags.
I don't know what's going on, because they haven't... No one on their team has picked up an RL since they went up by 3.
Yeah.
And Ferguson just got that one. So it's 4 RLs to none right now. Yeah, they need to...
Oh, nobody. What? With that many rocket launchers and nobody on quad? Yeti does have the rocket launcher. And he's gonna try to... Oh, where are his teammates? He needs help. Otherwise that happens. Well, the help arrived. It was just a little bit late. Right after Yeti died, you could see 3 of his teammates actually made it to yellow. And managed to kill Ferguson. teamwork there. Serp saving the rockets for GNC who was out.
Super important on this map.
Yeah, for sure.
It's nothing more frustrating than finally getting that RL and you have 0 rockets and you have to decide, do I go to Mega or do I try to go to GL?
Yeah.
There's enemies everywhere, right?
Nice job at GNC and the rest of his team. Oh, up until then.
Ouch, ouch.
Well, they did a good job securing the quad. The rest is... we can leave the rest unsaid. It's one rocket apart, apiece now, but... Look at the scoreboard, dude.
It's huge.
Yeah. Not even remotely close at this point.
Well, you're in trouble when the lowest guy on the enemy team is Serp, right? Like,
Yeah.
you got a good team before you're playing, so.
For sure. Keln and GNC both with more than 50 frags, which is actually almost as much as Dracs' team has in total. Driz doing a good job here, picking up
Yeah,
this squad.
they're gonna push it under. They've just picked up over what, 10, about 12 frags now, 13.
Yeah. Out of nowhere.
Well, I think last time what we saw too was they were behind, and Yeti really made a big difference. He managed to get a weapon and secure a few quads and really pull it back at the end. So
Yeah, we did. Yeah, the last like 2 minutes have actually been really good for Dracs' team or KHC, but they're still behind 100 frags with 6 minutes remaining. That is a huge mountain to climb.
yeah, they pretty much I think need every quad from now and can't really have any hiccups. Nico also stacked there with an RL, so.
Where's GNC? Okay, he's water with that rocket launcher on the enemy team. Chris is not likely to find that. Well, he actually did go down to Dracs though, so no rockets for Team Serp here. Which, oh, that's a beautiful rocket by
That was
Driz.
a nice shot,
Yeah,
yeah.
nice shot indeed. Oh, it's unfortunate. Nico does go down to that boomstick. They still have the rockets though. They have the weapons now on Team Dracs, and they are getting closer on frags. The question is, will the time be enough?
Put up 15 frags in that minute, so it's gonna be very tight.
Yeah. 5 minutes now. Driz looking to pick up this next quad. One enemy rocket launcher that's killed over green. In the bridge area. It's a free mega for Driz. It feels like the Serp's team kind of let go of the gas a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna start slow spawning. Because you don't see much. I haven't seen any conflict on the GL side of things.
No. Yeah, no weapons either on Team Serp.
No.
At some point, like, if you really fall behind when it comes to positional play and weapon-wise, you're kind of forced into hiding and slow spawning as well. But I feel like their lead is big enough that they should be able to get away with it in this one. They simply did too good of a job the first, like, 13 minutes of the game.
Yeah, if they lose, I think it's going to be because they've beat themselves by spawning into bad situations over and over and over again.
Yeah. They actually do manage to bring Yeti down with a rocket launcher. Driz now the only rocket launcher on his team. Drops a pack though that he can save to a teammate, but they're running out of time. 3 minutes. Will someone listen to him? Please pick up this pack.
Right. See, Dracs, that was pro move there. He left his fight to come and get the pack.
Yeah.
Too many guys get hung up on that. Oh, I was in a fight. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's a new player thing constantly that they don't
pack.
understand. They
beautiful.
don't have to finish the fight.
Driss has now given his team like 3 rocket launchers with his play here. Oh no, Serp is gonna steal this quad.
Yeah, within our
another
Driss
nice play by
beautiful.
Driss. Driss is playing so well now. The last couple of minutes has been all Driss. They're getting closer, but way too slowly. They need to hurry up here. But yeah, it shows on the scoreboard as well. Driss having a very good game the last couple of minutes. Not only frag-wise, he also, the fact that he gave his team so many rocket launchers. Yeah, I understand this, like, standing here and waiting because, like, there's a lot of spawns around there. But I feel like they need to chase more now. You can't just wait for spawn frags, you need to chase.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not gonna happen at this point, but...
Too little time. The game was like 5 minutes longer, then yeah. Oh no.
Ooh, jeez.
After such a nice run by Driss, I wonder what his frag streak was like there, but...
Probably to be pretty high.
Yeah. He had a really good run for a couple of minutes, but...
Yeah. I think the only killing was it GNZ got off to a good start there too. Maybe he's probably up there too, I would imagine.
Yeah, true, in the beginning of the game. Oh, you can see that's a pack, that's a funny pack just waiting there for someone to pick up.
Yeah, they need some rockets here.
Yeah.
They're up.
1 minute remaining, and they're getting closer and closer, but the time will not be enough. Being down about 50 frags. Yeah, in 50 seconds, do the math. You can delay response by 5 seconds. Well, I would say it's deserved. The beginning of this game was amazing from Team Serp. And like you said, they do have very good individual skill on their team, even with like obvious mistakes to someone like you and me. Like when in the beginning of the game, how GNC went for the green instead of the mega, like some weird plays, but
yeah.
But you know,
you can get away with it.
Yeah, overall, they've done a really good job this game. They got a very, very big lead. They had a 150-50 lead. And there we go. That's the last game. Yeah, I do want to see the frag streak. So Driss won it by 37 frags. And when I said that he was on a good run, he had 44 frags total, which means that he went from, well, quick math, like 7 frags to 44 in one go without dying.
Yeah.
Not bad.
37, he got 49 total kills. Wow.
Yeah, so it was definitely a good run from him. It was pretty much his effort that brought them back somewhat into the game, but it was just too little too late. So that means that Serp's team advances to the grand finals, so congratulations to them. But we're still gonna see one more game by Team Dracs in the game for 3rd place, the bronze game. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for the games for now. I think there are people waiting for players in the North American Forum 4 event, I do believe. But let's turn on some music and let's... Oh god, it was loud. Okay, well,
So you need an extra battery pack for this. 5 games of 4-on-4 is quite tiring, Andy.
Oh, you think? Dude,
yeah. I know it's nothing for you, but
you're exhausted.
I need a nap.
We've only been going for, well, I've been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's not too bad. The ST Cup went on for like 8 hours.
I know.
But yeah, congratulations to Serp's team, and yeah, we're gonna see them in the grand finals against either Nitro's team or Blood Dog's team. And Nitro has promised me to tell me when that is gonna be, so we can catch that as well. Maybe with Rusty once again, because we haven't. There's one of those teams that we didn't cast yet, at least. But yeah, thank you so much, Rusty, for helping me with the cast.
Oh, thank you for the invite.
I was hoping that Blood Dog would join us, but I guess he was, breastfeeding his baby.
Yeah.
So he couldn't come. But yeah, it was good. So thank you very much for being on the cast with me. It's always
thank you.
It's always easier and more fun to be with someone else than doing it alone. And you also bringing the insight to all the players that I don't have, especially when it comes to North American events. I'm so grateful for that. And
Definitely not a problem at all.
Yeah, and thank you to everyone who tuned in and the regular viewers, of course. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. So peace out, guys.
Have a good night.